Hey, welcome to B1 Online Presence. My name is Sharada, and I'm here with my dear sister, Pingala Devi, also known as Pingalan. And we live here in Bali since many years, and we have so many things to share with you. But today, Ingala has something very, very beautiful to share with you all. It's one of her passions, many passions she has, and she will tell you all about it. I can just, it's an honor to have you here and to share with you. And we have sat together in so many Devi circles and gone through so much in our life here on this magical island. And she has been completely dedicated also to a life of growth, and especially here in Bali. I think she must have been Balinese in her previous lives, because she speaks the language, and she offers these most sacred tours, pilgrimages here in Bali. And on her pilgrimages, she also learned about the sacred story of Durga, one of our heroines. And so she will tell you, and I'm so glad you're here. Hello, Emma, I see, and see. Susie is here, and Susanne, and all those who are gonna come. So, yes, welcome.
So, yes, like I said in a little interview, my passion for a long time has been to know Bali and to know the symbols and to understand. And one of my deep Durgi is very close to me for a long time. And for me has been when I came to Bali, I spent time in India and I saw the devotions for Durga. You go to India and you have the Navaratri and you have the Durga Puja, and you see her as this beautiful, she's one of the main goddesses in India. Maha Durga and you Durga Jai, you have so much devotion. And then you come to Bali and you don't see Durga in the same way. So for me has been one of these questions, where is Durga in Bali? And to go deeper, not just to go on the surface, to go a little bit deeper. And what's the symbols? And where are the stories, the Puranas, what are they saying? And what's the difference between India and Bali? And just to make it clear, it's nothing, like I truly believe that Bali has so much to give to the world. Their way of living, where you see life as a sacrifice. The main purpose is to give back in form of ceremony, and the amount of yajnas that goes on to all gods and goddesses. But if you see the amount of ceremonies for Shiva and for Vishnu and for Saraswati, and also the goddesses in their own name. You see so many ceremonies every day. So Bali has so much to teach us. But still, the question remains, where is Durga in Bali? And so for me, Durga, I went through, it's a long time ago. It's about 13 years ago. And I think we all have moments in our life that are a little bit extra dark. And sometimes I believe that I think it's part of life to go through that, because in pain we grow. That's where we wake up, and that's where we can see things for what they are. For me, in this very, very dark moment in my life, I was in India, And I had a beautiful yoga teacher who easiest way to explain it is that he cornered me, you know, not physically, cornered me into truly see what was the priorities in my life. And that further came to a point where I had to let go of unhealthy relationship, an unhealthy environment, and it was a really it was really a dark moment because you had to kind of let go of things that were not serving you. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna need some water. But through that, there was a power that went through, and it was kind of like pushing you and say, come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, keep on the track. And things that felt so scary, like so fearful, and that force was just there to say, no, you can go, you can go. And that's how I came to Bali the second time. And I came with nothing, no job, didn't know what to do, no money, no nothing. And I left the social structure that I so-called had. Everything was just completely, and I had to start from that space, from that force of just trusting. And I think that's, for me, that's the force of Durga. And I think that's where, when you come to India, when we say Maha Durga, that is that force. And if you look at her weapons, you see the tools, pure tools. They're not physical tools. They're not like physical sword. It's means something. It has a meaning. And every tool is there to show you in a moment where you are doubting, when it's scary, when it's dark, is to say, come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And I think in that time, I had this very, very special sister, and she's my closest. And she was there, and I think that's where, you know, like the sisterhood, manhood, you know, I'm not saying sister, brother, you know, none of that. It's we all need it. So it's none about feminine and masculine. It's both genders. But I do think that there is a specialty when you have that sisterhood that there for you. And she, like my dear friend, she wasn't there to you know, strike me, you know, in a sweet way. No. She was like a mirror to me and say, come on, you can do it, you can do it. And when I was in like the deepest moment, she was like, come on, you can do it. And that, for me, is how I appreciate so much people that are honest and yeah, speak out loud for what you believe in, and not being scared, try to sweeten it up or follow what's popular, or you know, or to try to put a mask on, like just pure. Yeah. So that's for me what sisterhood is about. It's is that where we stand next to each other, and brotherhood, when we stand next to each other and say, okay, come on, you can do it, you can do it, stay on the track. Okay. So, back to the question. Where is Durga in Bali? Okay, I have to get, because you see the difference, how we see it in India, and then here. We have to go back to 961, according to the history books. And there's a queen, and she was born in East Java, and her name was Mahendradatta. Mahendradatta. So, and her other name was Guna Priya Dharma Patni.
Okay. Yeah. Guna Priya Dharma Patni. What a name.
What a name. Yeah. So guna, qualities, priya, woman,
She who
she
pleases.
pleases, and then dharma, and then patni, the wife.
Ah.
Yeah. So beautiful name, beautiful name. She was born in East Java. Now the kingdom where she was born. So this is the things that we know. So she was born in a kingdom which was Hindu. In Bali, we also had Hinduism. It was a little bit different from this kingdom. It had a little bit more Buddhism, but also Hinduism. Now, for some reason, the kingdom in East Java had a little bit more, almost like, like two countries. You have one who's a little bit more like a big brother, and maybe the other one feels like a little brother. These things that we have even today. Now, they wanted to merge the two kingdoms. So we're talking 1,000 years ago. So we arranged marriage. We get the queen married with the king. His name was Udayana. And if you know here, one of the biggest universities are called Udayana. And they merged the two kingdoms. What we know about the queen is that she was a Durga devotee. She was a Durga devotee. And who knows, maybe she had all this. She all the powers, the Shakti power, knowing where you want to stand and believing yourself, and wanted to spread it out to just like we're sitting here and saying, what a beautiful Shakti, what a beautiful power. But it was like Sharada was talking, like, of course we don't know her personally, so who knows? But this is what we know. She was from this kingdom, and she was a Durga devotee. She was married to Udayana, and different stories. She had a son, maybe a previous married son or previous son. His name was Erlanga, and he's one of the first kings. And then she had two more sons, which also became kings of Bali. Now, interesting enough, just to tell you a side story, is that a couple of days ago, Bruce and I, my big brother, Balinese brother, we went to a village, and I had no idea where I was going. And he told me on the way, he said that, okay, this village is very special, and we actually came to the lineage of the queen, like her, I think it was her grandchild who was located in this village, and then all the lineage has been kept in this village. And beautiful village, very special energy. So it just felt so right to tell her story, especially today and with you guys. Now, what happens is that this queen, this Durga, there's a lot of stories about her. She was portrayed as evil. She was portrayed as a witch. And she was portrayed as Rangda. And Rangda means widow. So that's where the word widow is from, Mahendradatta. It's from the queen. Now, there's also a similar, there's another story which you call, if you want to Google it and you want to see it, you can look at the story Chalon Arang, which also one of the character, when you go into like the art and the dance, this comes up. So these three, Rangda, Chalon Arang, and Mahendradatta, is like the names that come up. They are portrayed. So if you know Rangda, you maybe even seen Rangda, it's on the streets in Bali, the dance between Rangda and the Barong. So Rangda, how is she portrayed? Okay, so she got that, she got the big tongue, she got the portraying eye, she's wearing this kind of hairy that looks kind of messy, She has these long kind of nails, fangy things, and their teeth sticking out, and she's dancing. Okay, and then you have the barong, and looks like a lion,
Yeah.
sometimes more like a lion.
Gracious and
Yeah, yeah. So, if you ask most Balinese, and you say, what's this dance about? They will say, okay, it is about the evil Rangda and the good Barong. That's what most people will say. The dance between the good and the evil. Now, in India, you would have, if you look at the Rangda and you go back to India, you have a goddess that had the similarities like Rangda, which is Kali. Kali is also portrayed it. But if you look at,
here we have Kali.
there is Kali, yeah, yeah. And can we take her down? Is it possible? All right. Now, maybe it's hot. Maybe it's hard to see. But this is Kali, and in India, all the things that you see is taken from the Puranas. So Puranas is like mythology, but with wisdom, which means that you have to understand every little symbol that's here has wisdom, and you have to understand what it is. And if I'm not wrong, remember Sharaka, this is the skull of one of the asuras, like one of the demons, you know. Now the demon is not someone that's sitting outside that's coming at us. Demon is in ourselves. Demon is, if you look at the Puranas, is usually portrayed with your ahankara or your animalistic instinct, you know, like anger and jealousy and sat iris. Usually you talk about the 6 enemies. So things that they're not serving you. And those are the same when you look at the Rangda and the Barong. The Rangda, who's the evil, and the Barong, who's the good. Now, if you look deeper and you follow the Puranas and you follow the stories and what it actually symbolizes, and this is the beauty when you see it in the art and the dances, you see it with the Prakriti. Prakriti is the Rangda. Prakriti is your nature, is your animal. We all been there. We all had it. We all had moments where we have anger. We all have moments when we have jealousy or greed or animal instincts. And then with Barong, it's to overcome this, to come to a place where you're living a spiritual life, where you're not following your animal instinct, where you live a life which is dharmic, and, you know, you maybe go into scripture and study and want to know more and to understand who you are, who really you are, and you know, ask the questions. And of course, you know, Shara and I feel so blessed because we have a teacher who unfold with the scriptures and every day, you know, bring us to a point where we cannot see. So so that's a little bit of the Rangda and the Barong. Now, what this means is that the Durga in Bali, I would say that the sattvika qualities of Durga, when we're talking about this Durga, this Shakti who's there to come through and push us through, and you can do it, it's not here. We don't have that devotion to a Durga in Bali. It's missing. We do have the Kali side, but we don't have the Durga side. And I sometimes, even the word Durga can be very sensitive in Bali, even to say it. And because it is so linked with the word Rangda or to Chalonarang, or with, something that is portrayed in a negative way. Now, to go even further, this has created this image like a woman who is contact with her sexuality and contact with her powers, and men as well, contact with the nature in itself. They're so passionate, they know what they're doing, and no one else can tell them what to change the plans. You're just on the track. Now, that has been created into something which is very negative. So what I would love to do, and I think Sharad as well, we have this, this how important it is to get to a place where you let go of things that you might be carrying from past. Someone has told you, for example, like the typical thing, who do you think you are, or you're not good enough, or you cannot do that, or you need those qualities to do that, or something that been just told so many times that we actually start believing in ourselves. Now, to come to a place where we go, no, I'm not buying into that. I am gonna follow that Shakti power, and I'm gonna listen to that heart and go for it. I think that the sisterhood and the brotherhoods are so important to create this. And I think that we need to come back to, in the West we used to have, we still have, but the paganism where we came together, it was just so natural. There was no question about it. And I think that that's where we can come back to creating these beautiful communities. And I believe that one important part of that is actually initiations. And to come to a place where you are allowing yourself to let go of those things that you're not serving you, and instead letting go, and you have all these beautiful sisters and brothers that are just standing and they just go, yes, you can do it, and validation and mirroring you and allowing you to cry and whatever comes out, whatever needs to come out. And that's safe, boom, to come to a place where we can grow. That's, I think, is Durga. And I believe that we, especially in these times, it's a big cooking pot, for many people right now. And I think that we need to, and I'm thinking about, we need those initiation where people get the tools. And I wish I had it. I'm thinking about all the girls and boys. Oh my God, if we had initiation rites for them, to truly, for them to see what a powerful beings they are, and to stand in their own power, and do the same thing with teenagers, and do the same thing with mothers and fathers, and all the way, and so people don't get stuck, because then we're not in Durga. So I'm invoking more Durganess all over the world, and I also invoking that Durga in a healthy Sattvika way get more invoked in Bali. I think that both women and men in Bali would grow and listen to the heart and follow what the heart, and maybe not get stopped by fears, and that we can create these beautiful groups where people are supported and encouraged, and just go, yes, you can do it. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Amazing story, no? Mahendra Datta. So now next time when you come to Bali, you know about it and can watch Baron and Rangda dance and see another perspective also. And yeah, and I'm sure you also would love to know a little bit more about Ingala, and I would love for you to share what you offer here in Bali also about your sacred tours. Like she offers sacred tours, which are not really they are tours, but they're really a pilgrimage. And she and her brother Bruce Dharma, very, very beautiful, sweet being. I know many of you have met him. He's the sunshine. And they take people around Bali to the most special places, I would say, where you don't get to by yourself. Most of the places you go are crowded and busy, and to go somewhere where you're by yourself and really nature is very rare. And somehow you found those spots with Dharma. They really go deep into the jungle. And do you want to share a little bit about
Well,
those
yeah. Honestly, I think the spots found me or found
spots from
us.
you?
Yeah. I mean, every little trek has its own little story, and you know, sometimes it's just been this kind of. I remember like this invocation of, oh, imagine to have a, you know, a trek where you were visiting 7 waterfalls, and then I went to we have a little mountain cottage up in the mountain, and we have a little family who stays with us, and I remember just asking, you know, are there any waterfalls? And he looked at me like of course there are waterfalls. And I asked him, by any chance there are 7? And he says, of course there are 7. There are more. And he took me on this beautiful trek and into the jungle. So, but apart from that, nature is just amazing. It is a pilgrimage, and I think that many of you have been maybe with us, and seen this, and it is that's why it's just like that community, like a sisterhood or brotherhood, is that it stirs things up, and I think it is that safe room where you can just stand in the waterfall, and especially water is so healing, and you can just let things come out, and some people they start laughing, and it's just natural, you know, like when you were a little child and you couldn't stop laughing, that kind of like and then and for
I
some
think there are many Durganess is invoked on those tracks.
yeah
No?
yeah
For many. Yeah.
oh yeah and you know, facing your fears and go for it, and you can do it, and you know, in the end everyone is just like embracing because you did it, and it just reminds you that nothing is impossible. You can do it. So yeah, beautiful. It's very, very healing. For some people it means to stand in the water and just be in silence. And for some people it means to maybe need to scream and get something out, and then, you know, you turn around and there's a person there holding your hand and then saying, you know, I'm with you, I'm holding, you know, just holding space, and then along the waterfalls we stop and we do these ceremonies to just, you know, to connect to the earth, connect to the water, connect to all the elements. And it's very, very special. So we have, actually, me and Sharada, we haven't put it together, but the plan is that March, I think, Sharada, you have a module in February.
Yeah, we have the Durga module in February. And
then
after that, 4 days after, we said we will have the Durga Yatra,
Yeah.
the pilgrimage. Yeah.
So people who
So
want
it will
to
be the 1st of March, I think it was. Because the
Yeah.
training is 17th to 27th of February. And so 4 days later,
Yeah.
around the 3rd or 4th March.
yeah. So we just wanted to put together, you know, people who've done the modules or people who maybe want to come on the yatra, and get in contact with Durga, and in touch with the nature of her and get those qualities. And there's also in end of November there is a travel with Yatra Reso, that's also with Durga, and get in contact with that Durganess. And
Yatra Resort is what?
it's Anna's and
You can
Anna.
maybe share how they can get in touch with you and
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe is there a link you can put?
We
or
can put the
yeah.
link after. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can put all the links. So that's a yoga retreat.
That's a yoga retreat.
With pilgrimage
With
involved.
pilgrimage. Yeah.
And if they want to come by themselves, they can also come, right?
Yeah.
I know many people have come and small groups, big groups, and have hired you
Yeah.
and you've taken them to the most sacred places of Bali.
Yeah.
So if you want to surprise your beloved,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's not only, it's also with the bike and canoe. I mean, she's very humble. She's not telling you everything. I have to squeeze it all out.
we even did a wedding.
Yeah.
with Audrey and
Ivan.
Yeah,
So
we
there's
even
a lot of
created
magic that can
there's a
happen.
lot of magic. Very, very, very special moment with nature, and then a wedding, and yeah, it was beautiful.
And also, I would really want to mention here that what you just started now, since the Corona started, you have gone on 10 tours or more, 10 tours around Bali, with the help of many of you, and
Yeah.
shared, collected Lakshmi money to provide to the families in Bali, and brought rice and what else did you bring?
So it's the most necessary. Like I don't know, it's a lot of people suffer around the world, and I think that for me it was just what can I do, and Bali has been, I think, a little bit extra hard because it's so concentrated around tourism, and when it's completely gone, there's hardly any jobs, and there's so many people out there who don't have enough to survive. So we've gone out with the most essential, like rice and oil, and those things that at least they can have a month and get the most essential to survive. But it's a huge problem, and we do the best we can, really the best we can, and
Are you having more tours?
yeah.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
can continue donating. So if you want to support Bali and you want to be sure that it comes to the right people, then you can send Lakshmi to Ingala, and she will make sure that all of it gets distributed to those who are most in need. Yeah. Yeah. Something else you want to share?
There was just something. Actually, Sharana was talking. We were saying it's a little bit just aiming, but because we don't know what's going to happen, and in the situation with all the borders. But we were saying if there is a chance that we both are in Sweden or in Europe, we might be able to do initiation rites to different. It would be such a beautiful. So something that we love to do, and just see what's Ishwara's plans are, and and just see if we can get all this Shakti out there. And
Yeah. So we wanted to also offer a chant to Durga. Huh? So if you want to join us in a Durga prayer, to invoke the Durga in all our hearts. So here we have Durga. Bring a little bit closer. So if you want to chant with us. Okay. Om Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durgi Prachodayate. Om Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durgi Prachodayate. Om Katyayanaaya Vitmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durga Prachodayate. Ai Giri Nandini Nandita Medini Vishvavinodini Nandanute Girivara Vindhya Shirodini Vasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnunute Bhagavati He Shiti Kanta Kutumbini Bhuri Kutumbini Bhuri Krite Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramyaka Pardini Shaila Sute Shaila Sute. Om Maya Kundalini Kriya Madhumati Kali Kalamalini Matangi Vijaya Jaya Bhagavati Devi Shiva Shambhavi Shakti Shankara Vallabha Tranayana Bhavadini Bhairavi Hrinkari Tripura Para Paramai Mata Kumari Tyasi Om Dum Durgaye Namaha 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hey. Thank you for joining. Nice to see you here. Julia's here, and Marit, Monali, and Satya, and Paloma, and Sara, Cecilia, and Chiara, Surbhi, and Cosma, Teresa, Emma, and all those who maybe will watch later. Hanna Lucia is here also, Ragne.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ingela. Oh.